These are 5 top lessons from the very top leaders in the world. Whether you're in business or some kind of professional career growth stage, you need to understand that these lessons would literally position you not just as a leader, but would give you creative advantages in any field you're in. These are the very things that the very best people in various industries do. The very first thing they do is that they think in decades and not in days. Now, most people have plans for a year and some people 5 years. But people who are global leaders, people who are significantly the top in literally almost every industry, they think in decades. There are people who are starting experiments in 2025 and their plan is for the experiments to end in 2035. There are some people who right now we are speaking, they have gone to look for people who are 20 years old and they have done assessments on them and they are planning to do another assessment on them 10 years after now. The most successful and the most impactful people think in decades and not in days. They think long term. So how can you think long term? Every single goal and objective and everything you want to achieve in life, always ask yourself, how do I want it to be in 10 years? Instead of asking yourself, how do I want it to be this year? First ask yourself, how do I want it to be in 10 years? And then if I want it to be like this in 10 years, how can it be this year in a way I'm going to ensure that 9 years after this year is going to get to where it is in 10 years? It's like thinking in stairs. I want to get to this rise of the stair, but I need to go start from here, taking one step. You have to first ask yourself, what's going to happen within the next 10, 20 years, and how do I want the future to be? And then you're going to now start working on what you can do now towards it. Elon Musk starts by literally telling that at 2030, 2035, sometime in the future, humans are going to be living on Mars. And then he comes to 2025 and comes to 2024 and starts planning on SpaceX's first mission to Mars. Building the rocket, working with the scientists and like trying to put everything together, training people who are going to be the first set of people to actually land on Mars. That's the entire idea. Thinking in decades. The second characteristics of these high value leaders are making high stakes decisions. They are not afraid of taking risks. They go necking, heading when they have to and how they have to do it. And so most average leaders are very careful about risks. They won't quit their job if they know they don't have another job. They won't start the project if they are not sure they are going to be able to succeed in it. They won't take a step if the data is not complete. They need 100% assurance. But some business leaders, they look at the percentage and they're asking themselves, okay, how good is the percentage? And they're like 57%, 57%, that's good enough. That's good enough. Do you understand? And they go ahead and make the decision, high stakes decision. They don't shrink under the clouds of risks. They allow it to rain on them, and that's where they get the biggest possible advantage. Elon Musk putting all his wealth into Tesla and SpaceX at the same time. Life and death. Two very difficult things. Not one, two of the most difficult problems to solve both in the automobile, in the mobile industry and in space exploration. So these are the kind of decisions that these people make. High stakes decision. If you're still afraid of taking risks, if you're still playing it small just because you're not sure of what the outcome would be if you go big, then you're most likely not going to succeed or become a high value leader. The third things they do is that they build A teams and they invest in their relationships and being around people who positively motivate them. Most people do not invest in their relationships, are not intentional about positive influences. But high value leaders are keen on ensuring that they are building the best people in the world and they have the best people in the world doing what they need to do to build their companies. And even more still, They make sure that they associate with very, very valuable people, insightful people. They have coaches, they have consultants, they are in one closed mastermind. They are always trying to relate with people who have the same values with them or who are within the same frame. The CEO of Oracle would talk about how good his relationship with Steve Jobs was. He would say they literally were neighbors and that he watched Toy Story literally over 30 times because Steve Jobs was always calling him and telling him, come and see Harrison, come and see Allison, like this is going to be better. We just added some shadow reflections. And he talked about how good their relationship and their friendship was. The idea is that if you want to be successful, you either have to build a successful circle or join a successful circle. Those are the two options you have. Your value will reflect on the people around you, and the value of the people around you will reflect on you. The next trait of the most valuable leaders is they obsess over learning. There is this cliche of CEOs read 52 books a year. There's always something about how much they learn. Some of these leaders have research and development departments that they personally fund. They're obsessed about learning. They're obsessed about research. You know, Warren Buffett will say he reads at least 20, 30 pages of a book every day. These guys are obsessed about learning, about knowing things, about exposing themselves to different sorts of knowledge. So if you would be a high value leader, you must obsess about learning. You must obsess about learning new things, learning interesting things, learning things that will significantly be valuable to you. The fifth point here, the fifth characteristic trait for high value leaders, and these people stay grounded, they stay humble. They stay grounded, they stay humble. They are literally the most easiest people to relate with. Most people who are average are the people who want to look the most successful. You see the cars they buy, you see how they want to snap beside private jets and how they want to do a whole lot of other things. But you see, the most successful people, there's actually the fact about the richest people in the world not even wearing any branded things. Simple polos, simple t-shirts, simple jackets. The CEO of Nvidia would always be on a black jacket alongside with his black polo consistently. Not because they can't afford any other thing in the world, but because they just want to stay simple and to live very simple lives. Now, this doesn't apply to a whole lot of them. Some of the most valuable leaders are literally the most extravagant as well. However, one thing that most of the most valuable leaders in industries do is that they stay humble. They still want to relate with people individually. They still want to have conversations with them. They still want to talk to them, be influenced by them. They still want to hear what they're experiencing and their challenges and look for ways to add value to them. These are the 5 characteristics that you can pick up if you want to be significantly valuable. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching or consultations with our amazing coaches and consultants at Spectral Hub, please check out the link in the description below. There are various coaching programs we believe will be very valuable to you and helpful to you. Check them out, and we look forward to being of service to you. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next.